Am I good? Cool. Awesome. This is even better. So, welcome to Destiny and Dice. This is a Dungeons & Dragons live stream campaign set in the world of Eberron. We started this game a while back, and we're just continuing it and sharing it with anybody who wants to watch. It's fun. We love it. Drama warning, just throwing that out there, just in case. But we're going to go ahead and get started. Before I jump into that, take an opportunity, go visit our website, destinyanddice.com. You can look up DM notes. I talked this week about, leveling up certain characters versus leveling up the whole party, and, just kind of pointing out things that got changed and why things got changed the way they did. So check it out. Have fun. And when last we met, the Shadowslayers had a rough night as they sought rest from their extended exploration of Whitehearth, a secret Kenneth facility found in the Mournland. Bruce found himself emotionally overcome without his ability to rage it off and succumbed to the deep well of emotions inside him. Jalira found herself as the only one to offer what comfort there could be had for Bruce to him. Zanim wrestled with her inability to figure out just what is happening with her and her brother and the rest of her family. Rix found himself further caught up in the tangling webs of the Traveler, and Nyx has only become sure of her need to leave the party, and yet continues to find that she is unable to. However, for all except Jalira, the party finds the rest that they have taken has been far more beneficial than previously experienced here in the Mournland. Even more so for two of the group. They began to take time to examine some of the things they gathered here in Whitehearth, only to discover that playing with pulsing crystals continues to be detrimental to their health. As the Shadowslayers settle to allow Rick, Zanim, and Jalira to recover, Jalira begins comparing lists of who she knew as the crew of Bruce's ship with what Rix knew as the crew of Bruce's ship, and ended up discovering that not only are her memories different, but she also discovered a secret that could make this new Bruce as hunted, if not more so, than the old Bruce. Shadowslayers, the time is yours. What are you gonna do now? Sure.
All
I can
right.
do that.
I just want to assure our audience what a well-oiled machine this game is.
Hey, Christy, remember when you said you could see all of our beautiful faces?
All right.
Cool. I can be the disembodied voice. Is my picture still the one where I'm like?
That's the hooded one.
Oh.
It's all hooded.
Yeah. I will be
Very
right back. But
Traveler-esque.
commence. I will be right back.
Okay, so was the last thing that happened?
The last thing that happened was Jalira had compared her lists and found that she had new information in her head, but nothing was said from that point on.
Okay, so Bruce had walked over and handed his list to her. Mm-hmm. She was comparing them. Okay, I just wanted to make sure I knew where we were at.
She starts off like, Rix, I don't recognize these names. And then because she's still poisoned, is going to throw up.
Okay.
Are you going to throw up on the list? Because
no, she's going to just barely miss. Sure.
I'm going to need a dexterity saving throw.
From which of us? Aren't we all standing around her?
Well, I didn't think anybody else was
it's
interested.
for Jalira to miss the notes.
I'm laying on the floor somewhere else.
Actually, from what I'm seeing, you guys are pretty right next to each other.
Well, we see
I'm kidding.
We see the dice.
So.
But I did pick a far wall to sit alone.
Theater of the mind, guys. Theater of the mind.
Yeah. That's why we're disagreeing with Mike. It's because what we describe is different than the map we don't see.
Do you want a dex save or just a check?
There's a beautiful green line around everything.
Or acrobatics.
You're kidding me. I love my job, guys. Let me tell you, it is fantastic.
I mean, it looks neat.
What layer is that on? I don't even know what layer that's on anymore.
Oh dear, Julia, you got it on the paper, I think.
Nope.
From the looks of it, I would say it is on the...
How about my sleeve instead? Because that's what I was imagining.
Token layer, okay. Yeah.
Have you guys noticed the perpetual glowing green walls?
Oh, I thought that was just the sickness.
Sorry.
I'm sure that's not helping the sickness. All right.
It's like, from the things that I see in front of me, Rix, Jalira. Okay, Zanim actually has some space between her and Jalira, so she's not going to have to make it. I think Rix is going to have to make a dexterity saving throw, and Bruce, who just happened to walk up, is going to have to avoid the sick.
Another someone threw up again?
Yeah,
Jalira did.
Jalira threw up after reading the notes.
Yeah, she's sick to her stomach because
she pulled a river tam on Miranda.
My danger sense was not prepared for this. It's a 7 with advantage.
So now you have.
You said a dexterity check or dexterity saving throw?
Save to not get
I forgot to do disadvantage
is that,
on my
Is that
dexterity
disadvantage or no?
No, if it's a save, we're fine.
Okay.
It's only ability checks and attacks that get affected by being poisoned or diseased or whatever.
I'm fine.
Thanks.
Despite being sick, I'm okay.
Rick just pushes her so that she barfs directly on Bruce.
No! He just
if Bruce rolled 1, that's what would have happened.
He's just stepping out of the way and you ended up taking the brunt of it. I'm sorry.
Is there any logical reason Bruce would have his shield out right now? I don't think so.
As you find I'd imagine that she was down on the ground, so it's probably about your knees and down. Well, probably just the top of your boots.
He just
really.
changed his shirt.
The top of your boots have a little chipmunk irk up on them, but you know.
Oh, well, they're
and used prestidigitation to clean it up.
We're off to a phenomenal.
Z cleans up your boots with prestidigitation.
Yeah, so Bruce would have like kind of jumped back a little bit. Oh, Cherry, you okay? What's wrong?
Thank you.
Yeah.
He's gonna look around as no one else seems concerned that she just threw up.
No, Rix is concerned.
Z is. Yeah.
Rix is just like, maybe you were pushing it a little too hard. It's just a thought.
But the names are different. I don't remember this crew.
Did you just show him which crew?
Yeah, I'm holding up the one that Rix is now.
Rix is like,
what? You don't remember those shifters you met?
You don't remember? I mean, it's hard to forget some of them. I mean,
am I gonna get psychic damage here?
Which one of us is rolling for the psychic damage?
Yeah, and what do I remember?
Nobody's rolling the psychic damage yet.
I mean, I'm probably gonna try and remember the shifters.
Okay, you have no memory of the shifters. In fact, you get that kind of same cool menthol-y feeling in your head as they bring up shifters. Like, there were no shifters on the ship.
Do I remember any shifters?
Yes, you remember shifters.
Yeah, I think Nyx, Rix, and Kiz are still in the same memory.
What about Zanim? She doesn't remember?
Zanim, do you remember Condon and
Gimbal?
Yeah, I remember the original crew. Like the crew that we traveled with. Not the one in Bruce's crazy alternate reality.
His original crew, the Enchantress's song? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Do I even remember?
This is wild.
Bruce, where are you? What's your passive perception? Are you guys taking care to hide the list from Bruce's eyes?
I mean, Bruce has just been standing there. He's got a passive perception of 12. He's kind of concerned. Has he noticed like how sick most of them look?
Oh, did we not tell him why they're sick?
Yeah, at this point, yeah, he's probably begun to notice that his friends are not doing so hot right now.
What happened? Are you all right?
Don't look at funky crystals. That's what I've got.
What?
You remember the crystals that were inside those Iron Wardens, those weird ones? And you know, Jalira took a couple of the crystals and put them in her bag.
Oh, I didn't know she. Okay.
Well, she did.
The thinking was that
you know,
we could
we
keep
thought
them
we
separated.
could we thought maybe we could take a look at it. And then we took a look at them. And they made us sick. So
wait, you mean those things that were like pulsating, and every time we looked at them, we had to like fight against?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Otto had to be connected.
He's just kind of like narrowed his eye and is looking around the group.
In my defense, I am not the smartest person of the group. I'm actually the dumbest.
Really?
Everyone has a higher intelligence than I do.
I didn't realize that. I thought Rix was.
Oh.
I mean, Bruce is smart enough that if he wanted, he could multi-class wizard.
He should.
I just didn't want my character to be bad in nature, so I didn't give her.
Anyway,
didn't want my character to be weak.
So those things you kept some of them, and then why did you pull them out?
Just wanted to take a look at them. She wanted to identify them, see if she could see what everything was in them. I wanted to see take a good look at them.
So Bruce was down the hall earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Not fully engaged, but he at no point heard like Zanim yelling at people, right? Calling them names and saying, you're smarter than this.
That would
right?
be a negative.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh no. Oh,
Bruce is just kind of looking around at the group, looks over at Zanim. What? Like, Zanim's clearly sick. He's looking at her like...
Everybody makes mistakes.
Oh, they do. So I think part of what Bruce has been dealing with is being worried that he might be like the least equipped for what's going on. Because I think part of the biggest worry you have when you're worried about what other people perceive you as is that there's always a slight worry that what if they're right? And these people that Bruce has been wondering if he's not up to the task of keeping up with them, if they have a low opinion of him, and maybe they're right to have a low opinion of them. It's kind of clicking for Bruce in this moment just how big of a group of idiots he travels with.
That's probably fair.
We're special ducks.
Like, these were the people that I was so scared of their opinion of me. He's just like...
Okay.
Oh, all right. What are we... He's kind of like walking away slowly, just like almost not able to like take it. It's just, okay. What are we? Okay.
We're gonna lay here for a little while until the world stops spinning and we stop vomiting. That's what we're gonna do now. Good night.
Look, I can do one lesser restoration. I have 1 second level catalyst.
It's best if you rest.
4 hours isn't going to make that much of a difference.
And one
we can look at the
helping
stuff
one
Bruce
person
got in the
isn't going to
meantime.
make a difference.
I think if anything, maybe we should talk about... I don't know.
About?
The fact that we have 2 different pipes apparently, or pipes with a
I
faulty
thought we couldn't
memory?
talk about that because it makes Bruce sick or hurt.
No, that's his old crew. We can't talk about them. I think. And kind of looks at Bruce.
I think it's related, though.
Shalira, where is the whereabouts of the current list?
I think it's still in my hand.
I know you handed Rix the old list and said, hey, this is the crew I don't recognize. Mm-hmm. But I wanted to make sure where the other list was really quick.
I'm still holding on to it. Kids apparently prestidigitated the vomit off of it.
Oh,
yeah, good. I don't know. It should have dried it, but it wouldn't have fixed like the ink, I think.
Maybe a little runny. Who knows, What's up,
Nick
Nix? You have
did come over to kind of help clean her up and everyone
Thank
up,
you.
make sure
what's
she's
your passive
okay.
perception, Nix?
Okay. 12.
12. Okay. Shalira, what's your passive deception or your passive sleight of hand? Can you give me both of those numbers real quick?
Either 11 or 16.
Oh, that's right. You're my little thief. I forget. And your intelligence score is
16.
16.
Plus 3.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say that you kind of take that list and kind of like when people walk over, you kind of like put it to your chest, like knowing this list. Bruce knows this list, but you don't want to hurt anybody else, and you're like subconsciously like kind of keeping that from showing to everybody else.
Just like, is this gonna spread like a disease? Rix, can you fold up that list and give it back?
Yeah, sure. And he folds it up and hands it back to her.
So
My bag.
Julia once again has both lists. That's good. Okay. Julia has both lists. Nix didn't have the opportunity to see anything because your sleight of hand was better than her perception.
Thank you.
I think that's the first time the campaign I've used my sleight of hand.
Last time for reality was challenged, she attacked Bruce.
And she's like right next to him right now, unless Bruce has indeed moved off.
Bruce would probably have moved
Before we
away.
start talking about pipes.
Pipes doesn't seem to have pulled any triggers at this time.
Right. I mean, I'm not sure what there is to say about pipes until we can get out of here and confirm anything. All Saneem can do is send more sending spells.
Does Pipes, without his memory of being our father figure, is that still the Pipes we want to save? Well, yeah.
Well, if he's still a good guy.
Yeah. I'd like my dad back, though.
Well,
I'm sorry, kids.
I'd like my dad back too. Both of them.
I'm sorry.
Kind of lulling conversation as you all take a moment to reflect on Pipes and what he means to each one of you.
Do we want to look at the stuff that Bruce found?
Speaking of the disposition of the stuff that Bruce found. What's where right now, guys?
Most of it was still with Bruce.
Rix has the goggles.
No, actually, in reality, from what I went back and I was trying to figure out some of that today. Nyx has a fair amount of the stuff in her bag, but she said she gave her bag to Rix. So I think it's currently in Rix's possession. Cool. And we're back. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties tonight. It happens. We love the internet. It's a great thing. Okay. So again, who has what at this time?
Out of that room, I got a key charm, a spherical quartz crystal, a prosthetic artifice arm. The goggles were given to Rix, and then pieces of the forged dog and the Siki gems.
Okay.
What?
What next?
I don't know what I gave him. I forgot I forgot to write down what I had grabbed.
You picked up. Let me look at my list.
Because I just grabbed a bunch of things from Bruce, so Nick didn't even know what they were. She just dumped it in her bag so that he would stop.
Well, let's just
that we
say
can move
that
on.
we all pulled out everything that was new and stuck it in the middle, except for glowing dog crystals.
Is that what you guys would like to do?
Rix has the night
the
goggles. Rix has the night goggles, by the way. That's all I know.
Yeah, I remember that.
I'm leaving the adamantine Warforged dog parts in the bag for now.
Understandable. Okay. So if you pull and pile all your stuff together, Bruce, do you throw in, like, do you have any of the needles anymore?
Nope. He gave one to Zanim, and I think Nyx took the other one. He thinks he lost it back in the room.
Okay. So you find 2 pieces of parchment, 2
That's
tattoo needles, a quartz orb that seems to be pulsing a little bit,
It's pulsing. Interesting.
2 leather thongs, strips of leather, not the underwear.
Okay, just wanted to clarify.
The goggles, which Rix currently has in his hands, a prosthetic limb, a ring, a green charm, 3 blue keys, a yellow key, and 2 blue potions. The blue
That
potions
tasted like
tasted to
magic.
Bruce. Tasted like pretty strongly of magic to Bruce.
All right. So, what of these can we identify without an identify spell?
Jalera,
What?
did you drink the potion?
Blue ones?
No. No, the health potion.
No, I didn't need it.
You need it. It seems to have been. That's the only thing I can think of that we all did that you did not, and why you would wake up without all your spells and all your stuff
I'm
while we're.
not sure why that would make
perfectly-
it.
But you need it.
Well, what if somebody gets hurt severely again? That's one of the only ways we know to heal people.
But you're one
At
of our
this
healers.
point, we can heal. You are very essential. You're the one that can stop someone from dying when they pass out. And if we sleep now and it works, that's pretty impressive.
The sleep
We'll be
healing
fine.
worked wonderful for Rix.
And me.
Yeah. It looks a little greener on the face still.
We need you to be better.
It's like an aquamarine against
I don't know if it'll help. Don't know if it'll help that sickness,
Thanks, Jared.
but you need to drink the potion.
And just pray tell, how many of those do you have left at this time?
1.
I didn't know we had any left. But
So you gave away all of them, ones that you had.
yeah,
Other people? I have 1 left.
I do believe I handed out a total of 6, but I could be wrong.
Suspiciously the same number as there are of us.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
Coincidence.
Shalira, roll me an Arcana check, followed by a medicine check.
And then a performance check just to see.
but
What?
this is at disadvantage, isn't it?
And then a deception check.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Ouch.
Rip.
A medicine.
Again, that just doesn't sound plausible. It has to have been something else. There's no such thing as magic bacteria. That's ridiculous.
Yes, but could it have Pepto-Bismol properties? It's part of where her brain's going at the moment.
Rix is just kind of like... He kind of looks at looks at Bruce, and then looks at Nyx. And then looks at Bruce, and then looks at Nyx. And he's like... Nyx, grab her.
What?
Okay, Nyx, are you gonna try and grab your chipmunk shifter?
No. She's gonna be like, look. And she's like, it'll be
Stunning strike.
Look, Jalea,
It might help your stomach feel better.
we need you to be as best as you can be, and if this is If it doesn't help, at least it'll give you the help back that you need and allow you to recover more.
Can you roll a persuade?
Sure.
Can you roll an insight for me, Jalira?
Okay.
This is how we die. We can't trust each other.
It's a pretty good argument, pretty rational. At the very least, you can get your health back argument, which means you can take more hits. Because there's got to be something else in this place that hates you.
Okay.
She gives her the potion.
Hey, this place doesn't hate shifters that much.
Oh, you're right. This isn't a Silver Flame Temple. I apologize.
Wait, what?
I said, this isn't a Silver Flame Temple. I apologize.
This place hates aberrant dragon marks.
So we don't have many of those.
We just put them all on one person.
There's a dude over there with one.
Speaking of, he's still unconscious, right?
Yes.
Should we have given it?
I am like 2 seconds away from just kicking this dude awake. I'm.
We've tried. We've tried everything I know how.
Okay.
Have we tried violence?
I want
We
to
try giving him a magical tattoo.
Oh, come on.
Can
those
we
are-
say that in
We
character?
can't do that to Bruce.
No, I don't think so. I don't think I know about that.
So do I heal it all?
He would shoot you the dirty.
Hold on.
We'll give him
No
a
way.
tattoo. Oh, he can have one, but I can't.
I know about the so no, that was out of character. Sorry.
Okay, just double
Jalira.
checking. Double checking.
I do believe that counted as, I think they were superior.
I think so.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 8d8 plus 8. Or sorry, 8d4. 8d4 plus 8.
It's like we should have saved that.
Well, that's
I
what
just
that was.
remember when Rick's got it, he was so much happier.
And he gets, and also got the hit dice back. Some
Mhm.
hit dice.
I was going to have her roll that, and then, let's see. Okay. You
Nice.
heal 22 hit points.
Well, it's plus 8, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, plus 8. 30 hit points.
I'm down 10.
You are at full health. And roll another d4. And this would be hit dice that you would gain back.
Fun.
Oh,
It's still good.
I'll take
Hit die's a hit die.
it is fun. It is. That is impressive indeed.
it. And by any chance, does it cure poison conditions?
No, it does not.
I,
I do feel a little better.
uh,
Maybe I could read the spells without getting motion sick.
do what you can. Nyx is
can
gonna
I-
take off her cloak and put it around her a bit.
Can
So
can
that
I
she-
help you at all? Can I read at all? Does that know how magic works?
Can she read down to the somatic parts?
Do you have proficiency in Arcana?
Nope.
Then
No,
no,
neither
you're
does Jalira.
But Jalira is trained and spent time learning it. So no, there's only one person who could probably help her through this. And she seems
And she's
uninclined
also
to move.
Bruce will come over and help.
Rex is just gonna sit here and chill. And
Well,
Just away from the throwing up shifter.
yeah,
Well,
he
we
dodged
can
it
test-
once. We can't guarantee he'll be able to dodge it again.
Okay. So,
Nyx is gonna
what
check
are
on
you trying to identify first?
Hey, Z, do you have the pearl?
Pearl?
This is me looking. This is not me ignoring.
I don't know. We have
One of you two
one
should have.
pearl for the identify spell. between the
I
two of
know.
us.
I'm looking.
I think you keep it in the bag of holding.
I think we do. I don't see it in any of my stuff.
Okay, it's not something I think. Okay.
No, I don't have the pearl. I thought you did. I thought it was in the bag.
Okay, I'll check. Sorry. For some reason I thought you
No
had it last.
worries.
I probably do.
No
have it.
worries.
Next, we'll go over
Okay.
and be checking on Zanim, seeing if she can help her at all
So
as well.
I'll go ahead and get my apparatus out for my investigation spell and put the pearl in it.
Zanim is moving very little, and she looks greener than usual.
It's a sign of a healthy orc.
Nice.
What do you want me to try identifying? I want to know what this glowing orb is. Is that okay, guys?
Whatever you feel like you can do.
I mean,
Hey.
it is pulsing. It's not just my head, right?
Hey, Nix,
Yes.
do you have an extra journal I could have?
Yes.
Thank you.
If not, there's a box full of them over in one hallway.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. We should have just filled up.
Okay.
I had 3. I grabbed
think-
3 of them. It's enough.
Okay.
I
She
think I
gives them
grabbed
the
extra
journal.
robes to use
Mike?
as like blankets later.
As they're doing their thing,
Mhm.
Rix is kind of, he is off in his kind of little corner. Not corner. I guess it's a circular room. There's no real corners. But he is just writing the names that he remembers down from the
Okay.
ship over and over again.
Okay.
I have their names in my journal I gave you as well.
Oh,
think.
do you want to keep trying to? I mean, I can't promise I'm going to learn anything, but you want to keep trying to teach me?
Yeah, we can do more.
All right.
It's the best time to do
I
it.
keep trying to get my twin to learn my writing language.
Oh,
So yeah, so they'll sit down together and she'll teach him that stuff, and he's just gonna be writing down the names, kind of repeatedly. Making
Using
sure-
her cipher to write down the names, like
Sure.
using it to kind of teach himself how to.
Like in
Okay, this
cursive,
is-
you know?
Did you know you could write in a way where the letters are all touching each other and it looks really pretty? Yeah, we call that
Okay, so-
cursive.
Rix, while you're there, go ahead and roll me an intelligence check at disadvantage.
Oh, guys, I'm real excited about this one.
Jalira, roll me a constitution check at disadvantage. Okay.
Can I help her
No.
out by giving her
I am
background?
average intelligence, guys.
Okay.
You do manage to keep from tossing your cookies during your first identify spell as it activates.
And I'm doing the 10-minute version, so I don't use up a spell slot.
I assumed that you would be like, this is one of the ways we're going to kill 4 hours of you guys feeling better. We're going to identify everything the slow way. Okay.
And learn
So,
some
you
cipher.
find-
That's a lot of 10 minutes.
Someone gets
the
too
first
bored, they
thing
just start
that you identify.
Mhm.
We're back. So, Jalira, the first thing that you identify, pulling up that kind of slightly pulsing quartz, is a Irian Quartz Orb of Shielding.
Those are all words.
I recognize quartz.
Orbs can be used as a arcane focus for casting arcane spells, if you are a focus caster. The Irian aspect of it means that this quartz was harvested from an area where the manifest zone associated with the plane of radiance is stronger than everywhere else. It's the same, like looking at it and looking at the axe handle that is Bruce's axe handle, you realize that they are of a similar quality. So whenever you use this, put the book down after I actually read it. Hold on. Quality material, guys. Quality material. I'm sorry if you guys, if my watchers love D&D and we're ruining it, but we're having lots of fun. So, while holding this orb, when you take damage of the type associated with the orb's material, you can use your reaction to reduce that damage by 1d4. So you can reduce radiant damage by 1d4 if you are holding it when you are attacked by radiant damage. Zanim has something very similar to it in her own inventory. I think hers is against... I forget what hers is. But I think she also has an Orb of Shielding already. What's next?
I have Orb of Shielding against acid and poison. Did that do anything with this?
You weren't currently wielding it when you were looking at crystals, so no.
If I wield it, would it help me feel better? It's attuned to me.
Roll an Arcana check.
Is she still poisoned currently?
Yes, she is still poisoned. So that's at disadvantage.
Da.
Hey!
I set it for 17, so either way you would have beat it. So yeah, you're going to reduce the amount of time you're sick by half.
Okay.
So
I'm gonna
2
pull out
hours,
my
you're
orb and just snuggle it for a little bit while I'm laying on the floor.
can use it to draw the poison out of your system.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what's next?
What do you guys want me to look at next?
I'd
There's like
share
a-
it, but it's attuned to me, so I can't.
Did she take one of the blue potions? Is that what happens?
Does anybody have any votes? Because otherwise, I might just curl up.
I mean,
Do what you need to do. Or
Bruce, did you have others?
there's like a pile in front of. But didn't we say we got everything out and they're on the ground there?
Oh, okay. Okay.
yeah, so
No,
there's
no
those.
votes, then
There was a ring.
okay, fine.
There
Look
was
at
like
the
a
ring.
ring, 2 thongs.
Why would we? Okay. Wait,
That's
wait,
how
wait.
Mike described them. So we're sticking.
Oh, are they magical?
Magical songs.
They did have an aura of magic around them.
Okay, that's why we're okay. Sorry.
That's
Magical
why
thongs.
Bruce
I mean, come on,
gathered them
guys.
up.
I mean, I don't
That's
know
why-
what they're for.
That's why we
So-
play D&D.
Okay,
So what's first?
I'm not gonna say it.
the ring. The rings are interesting.
Ring, okay. Roll me a constitution check. This one you kind of irk up as you're kind of finishing the enchantment over the ring, but you do manage to figure out that it is a ring of evasion.
Hey, Rix.
Okay, or next.
Or Nix.
So a ring of evasion has 3 charges. It regains 1d3 expended charges daily at dawn. When you fail a dexterity saving throw while wearing it, you can use your reaction to expend one of its charges to succeed on that saving throw instead. And it does require attunement.
Yeah, I have something.
Also, does it fit? Or does it fit on jaguar paws?
Magic items generally do resize to try and fit whatever creature is trying to wear it. So in
Okay.
theory,
So, I mean, just if you want to put it on Guara. But it sounds like Bruce is the best. Unless
I
he's
think
Guara?
built up
Bruce
his
is
attunement.
probably.
Where-
Guara's the jaguar.
Would you like a ring?
Oh, right. I mean, I'm kind of dodgy, but no one else. Yeah. I mean, what is everything else?
Oh, okay. I can focus.
okay, roll me
Then
another
ma-
constitution. Mm. Oh, it hurts.
Getting worse.
Like that first time you were
Right.
like you're so
Oh.
cocky and confident that you started to kind of add a little bit of the ritualistic movements in your head, and you're like, "Whoa, shouldn't do that." And then you're like staring at the words on this third one, and you're just like, "Oh, words." But what did you go ahead? Tell me what was the next thing you grabbed?
A thong.
A thong. You find that thong. Thong.
We're adults.
Yep, we're adults. Hold on.
There's
let me
only
pull it
two
up.
things thong means, and it's
Nope.
shoes or
Or
not
a piece of
strip.
leather.
Or
It's a
underwear.
strip of
Hmm.
leather.
Let's just call it a strip of leather.
Hmm. Where did I put it? Okay. It is a magic handle wrap +1. So you realize that this strip of leather can be wrapped around the hilt of an ordinary weapon, and it confers the following bonuses: +1 to attack, +1 to damage, and overcomes resistance to non-magical weapons.
So
Is it any
what can
weapon
it
or
be
just
wrapped
melee?
on?
It can be any ordinary non-magical weapon.
Grabby hands, grabby hands.
Okay.
Unless somebody else needs one.
Upon close inspection, you can kind of infer that the other strip of leather is pretty much the same thing.
Sweet. I mean, it would if it would be useful, I'd take the other one. I can make use of it.
It would be
Does
best. You need a
Nyx-
magic weapon.
Okay.
She does.
Yes, she doesn't have one.
When can you punch ghosts?
Me?
Yeah.
I've been punching ghosts.
Okay. Well, that's
And it does require a weapon of which Nyx's fists do not qualify.
yeah, but she would apply it to a weapon. It sounds like. But for me, it was punching ghosts for the reason I needed me or Guara to be able to have something.
It
You know.
requires it's leather straps to make a handle to put on a handle of a weapon.
Yeah, it sounds like I could put it on the hilt, the grip of a bow. Mike, or am I understanding that wrong?
It can go on the grip
That's
of a
neat.
bow. It could go on the grip of an axe. It could go on the grip of a sword. It could go on the grip of a staff. It could go on the you get the point, right?
Yeah.
You could put it on a crossbow and it would work, as long as it wasn't magical.
Crossbow still has the
yeah.
loading property.
What?
So crossbow still have the loading property.
But it could still
Punch ghosts.
work, right? I mean, I'll still have to load it, but it'll still count as a magical weapon, right?
Okay. So who's getting them?
Oh,
So you
okay.
and-
For now,
Yes.
you and me.
Okay, but not next.
I
But
don't
she
need one.
got- She can't. She
Nyx
doesn't
can
need-
punch ghosts. She has +1 leather gauntlets that allow her to do that.
I
Okay.
have magic gloves.
Okay. Sorry, I was.
That's why Nyx can punch ghosts.
I thought that there's some level where monks get that anyway, don't they?
Might be Pathfinder.
No, I'm thinking of Beauregard punching ghosts.
It's critical role.
That
Kinda
could
just do their
also
own-
be.
Could be a cobalt soul thing.
Yeah, it could be a cobalt soul thing. So.
Alright, well, I'm gonna look it up because I'm curious now.
Next
what's
thing.
next?
Quality content.
You still have the 2 sheets of paper with needles. You still have.
Have those been brought out?
Yes.
Okay. I'll start on the paper.
Did Bruce see where that came from, or is it just there?
It's just there. I don't know.
I thought I. Oh.
Okay, so what's next?
Okay. The sheets of paper.
Sheets of paper. Okay, the
That's
first
a good
one.
Okay.
High or low?
Hi.
High. You uncover the instructions and the material component for a barrier tattoo.
Barrier tattoo.
Ew.
Which I will
Alright.
tell you what that does.
I'm hoping it'll at least.
Is the one?
So, it is a uncommon level. So, Using this, produced by a special needle, this magic tattoo depicts protective imagery and uses imagery. Wow, I'm so good. Imagery and uses ink that resembles liquid metal. To attune to this item, you hold the needle to your skin where you want the tattoo to appear, pressing the needle there throughout the attunement process. When the attunement is complete, the needle turns into ink that becomes the tattoo, which appears on the skin. It's uncommon, so this grants you an AC of 12 plus your dexterity modifier. And as it's an uncommon, the size of the tattoo is half a limb or the scalp.
So it's good for somebody that is not wearing armor.
And doesn't get bonuses from.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Get the extra bonuses for that.
it sounds like it might be good for Zanim or Rix.
Rix wears armor.
Yeah, Rix wears armor.
But is it better armor than +2?
Wait, so it's only helpful for Zanim?
Well,
12 plus your dexterity modifier.
because my armor puts my armor class at 16. Because it's
What's your dex?
My dex is a +3, so my armor's a base 13.
Okay. So it would work best for Zanim, and I could take that cloak. And so she could have her billowing cloak back. I'm good.
I'm sure we could all figure that out.
My armor base is only 11. So it would bump me up by 1.
Yeah, but it's a tattoo, so it would stay.
I
Yeah.
think you can unattune from it.
I mean, her scalp's already got a tattoo, but
I would assume if you can attune to it, you can unattune to it, and the ink just pulls itself out of your arm and forms the needle again, and you can give it to somebody else.
Oh, okay.
Along with, any diseases that come with that, but we won't talk about that.
Bloodborne.
It's fine.
All those magical antibodies that somebody has, those can go to somebody else.
Nice.
You guys could create, an army of people who could go through the Mournland and sleep and benefit from a long rest.
Wait, that's just requires antibodies?
Who knows? It's okay. I don't really
fun
care
and
for
exciting.
an army. We're good.
Next.
Okay.
You guys can decide who gets what. Let's just get through everything.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're going.
Starting.
Okay.
And we're back.
Just it.
We're back. Yep. Cool. Welcome back. Again, sorry for the technical issues. Seems like a good episode to kind of, have some technical issues on. We're just identifying stuff at this time, kind of getting over some sickness. Anyways, Jalira, with a successful double roll of 19s, you will not have any more constitution issues while identifying these objects.
Woohoo!
Yes. It's like, oh,
Okay.
I think my stomach's starting to
You
settle
can
a little bit.
now draw in the car.
Yes.
Exciting. I think you
Provided
only
you don't
have
look up.
2 more things that you can identify anyway, so.
Okay.
You have the other sheet of paper and needle, which turns out to be an illuminator's tattoo. Again, special needle, put it by your skin. This one features beautiful calligraphy, images of writing implements and the like. This one is magical scribing. While this tattoo is on your skin, you can write with your fingertip as if it were an ink pen that never runs out of ink. As an action, you can touch a piece of writing up to 1 page in length and speak a creature's name. The writing becomes invisible to everyone other than you and the named creature for the next 24 hours. Either of you can dismiss the invisibility by touching the script. No action required. Once used, this action cannot be used again until the next dawn.
Nick's
Is it
gonna
common?
fly out of nowhere and punch somebody for that thing.
As this is a
The one
common
Bruce
item,
explained.
it's about the size of a handprint or a handprint, footprint, or the quarter of a limb.
Nice.
Alrighty. Right, and the last thing.
Okay. Let me find the right book real quick.
Do we need like proficiency with the tattoo kit in order to use the tattoos?
Nope.
Okay.
Okay.
It just self tattoos, just prints out.
You just cut. You put the needle in, wait for an hour, and it does what it does.
Bruce
That's pretty
almost
cool.
better.
Bruce almost got like he had 10 minutes of it. Like if he'd had it for injecting himself, he'd have had it. But okay, so the last thing you identify, which does seem to have magical properties, is a Arcane Propulsion Arm. This prosthetic appendage was developed by artificers of House Cannith. To attune to this item, you must attach it to your shoulder, where you are missing said limb. And while attached, the prosthetic provides these benefits. The prosthetic is fully capable part of your body. You can take an action to remove the prosthetic, and it removes itself if your attunement ends. It cannot be removed against your will. The prosthetic is a magic melee weapon with which you are proficient. It deals 1d8 force damage on a hit and has the thrown property with a normal range of 20 feet and a long range of 60 feet. When thrown, the prosthetic detaches and flies at the target of the attack, then immediately returns to you and reattaches.
Who's going to cut off their arm?
You know it's Cherry.
How attached is she to her arm?
Not very after Bruce's axe gets in there.
Now, guys, keep in mind, you still have the rest of this place to get through. Who knows what dangers lie in this place?
We'll hang on to it unless we make a friend of dwarf.
Yeah,
here.
but we're not going to see those until like Christmas. We'll be fine.
How does our reading going?
Okay, let's see. What were you at? Roll me another intelligence check at disadvantage, Rix.
Oh,
And go ahead and roll me a constitution check at this point, too.
balls. Okay. Constitution saving throw or constitution check?
Saving throw.
Okay. So, intelligence. Yep, that's pretty much where it is right now.
Can I see if he's having a...
And then constitution saving throw is about the same as a constitution check. At disadvantage or normal?
If you have the poison condition applied to your character, it should tell you if it's advantage or disadvantage. In theory.
Attack rolls and ability checks. So it's a saving throw for constitution, then it's just a straight one.
Okay. You managed to keep any cookies down with no interference of needing to wharf all over Nyx next to you. And glyphs are still coming a little difficult. It's not as easy as it should be. Like, you know this. Why am I not? You're like, why am I not? It's because you're sick. You're just like, I'm sick. I'll get better. I can do this better when I'm not feeling so blech. Okay.
And if she notices that, she's gonna get him to just rest and stop.
So you've identified 6 items. Unless you actually
both-
took the time to identify both hand grips. Or did you just... I kind of made the assumption that you could see that one did the same thing as the other from the look of it. But if you want to take the extra 10 minutes to identify it, you can.
She's just gonna assume, and the one that she didn't identify, she'll use herself as to not risk Kiz, in case that isn't what it does.
Okay. Now, do you guys want to, like, you guys are cool with the disposition of the items at this time?
I mean, does anybody
Well, where did everything go?
Like, that's,
I still have-
what... Yeah.
All right,
Julia
guys.
has everything hoarded.
I have
like a
a
little
ring
dragon.
of invasion. I have a barrier tattoo, an illuminator's tattoo, and the arm probably goes to this poor guy. Who wants what?
Take one of those thongs.
I already gave you one.
Okay.
Did you
okay.
mention the tattoos or no?
Yes.
Like
My-
that if no one wants it, I'd really like that.
Which one, the
one of them.
illuminator or the barrier?
The illuminator. I think the barrier might be best for Zanine.
Okay. Yeah, here's the illuminator. And can you add it to your inventory so I can take it out the bag?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then that.
You guys should be able to search for that under items to add to your equipment. It should be Illuminator's Tattoo or Barrier's Tattoo wherever they're going, as well as Ring of Evasion. And you should be able to find, because I have activated Homebrew, you should be able to find the magic handle wraps. But if you just want to instead give yourself a +1 version of the weapon that you have, that's fine.
But what I'll do.
Do those require attunement, the wraps? Or just
They-
require the
they-
work on the.
They have to be on a weapon. That's all they require.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and modify my work.
You should be able to look up a +1 Talenta Warbow through the equipment section,
Okay.
assuming I built it right.
Yes, you
something worked
did.
tonight. Something worked tonight. Yes.
That was
How I both hate and love thee.
So a plus 9 to hit now. So if what's the sharpshooter?
So this is the one that has Bruce's blood on it too.
Is that the one?
And
Yeah.
now she's part elf. Oh yeah. Because
We're all part elf, even me.
actually, I'm gonna roll to see if she
At
remembers this or not
2.9.
randomly. Maybe she thinks of it. Hey, Bruce.
Huh?
Well, do you have a dragon mark?
So Bruce starts to confidently say no before he realizes that he hasn't fully checked himself and he doesn't remember having one. But a lot of things have changed.
That's fair.
So he's gonna be like, no.
How do you
looks
fly your
down
ship?
at like his pants. I mean,
How do you fly the ship?
His
Huh?
ship doesn't technically fly. It's still a sea galleon. Odiana has not provided the upgrades for that yet.
So how come you're saying that he could Okay, I'm trying to remember what you said plans of the last game.
He drove an elemental ship.
there
Yeah,
are
but
elemental galleys.
There are two types of elemental ships. There are sea galleons and sky galleons.
do the sea galleons require you to have a mark?
Yes.
Both of them do.
But you can drive a sea galleon without a mark?
Does Bruce have any idea what she's talking about?
Yeah, of course you can drive your ship without a mark. What kind of talk is that? Cherry was there. She saw it.
I don't. How did we join your ship? Was this for our second adventure?
Oh, we're gonna be in
I
so
mean-
much pain.
Odiana, didn't she go through all that with you? Cherry, we are in the middle of a Kenneth facility. What are you? Like looking around, suddenly very nervous.
What?
I'm
This
so
is like
confused.
what?
Kenneth isn't allowed to know the secrets of other places, man.
Wait, they don't know that the Lyrandar requires.
Is this happening in or out of character? So I just want to make sure.
I mean, Rix didn't say that in character.
Okay, everything I know about Lyrandar I learned from that one game. So
Okay.
it's not
no.
something kids would know. Then.
So you're speaking
Generally
out of character?
considered common knowledge that to fly a Lyrandar airship, you have to have a Mark of Storm.
and to drive a sea galleon.
You have to have a Mark of Storm.
Okay.
So now that we're bringing this up, I need Nyx, Kiz, Rix, and Zanim to make wisdom saving throws for me.
Oh no.
Oh, shoot.
Nyx, you may make this at advantage.
Thank you.
You said saving throws?
Correct.
Both Jalira and I have a headache right here.
Nice.
DC's like 10, right?
You're funny. Kizrael, I need you to I roll it for Guara too.
I was like, I'm not
Get it
sure
down.
Guara's comprehended this conversation, but okay. Oh, girl.
I'm
So
sorry. My cat was
Kizrael,
scratching it.
Rix, and Guara, I need you to roll me 2d6.
Nice.
All of us?
Zanim passed and Nyx passed because I set it for 14.
10 points of damage.
I made my save.
Rix, you vomit.
Yeah. Yeah. It's psychic damage, I imagine.
There's just like no control. You're just like,
Can I save whatever he's working on?
Take it out of my
Yes.
hands, please. Oh my gosh.
She will pull it out of
I
the
feel
way.
like him feeling it coming up would have him just kind of shove it at his sister and then like
She'd make sure his braid doesn't fall in.
as like this fire starts to burn across your mind, you're just like, shove it out.
guys,
Sorry, Mike, which one is...
look at this
Which
beautiful
one's Guara?
look at that gorgeous roll. I mean, come on. 10 points of
Impeccable.
damage
Roll
I'm gonna
is great
say
tonight.
to myself.
that you're the 7 and that Guara's the 3.
Okay.
La, 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 we're back.
La, 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 la,
Are we really back?
All of the
Okay, cool.
Guys, it's been a night.
let's not edit out any of this for
No, this is perfect,
Uh,
guys. I love
Jalira's
it.
gonna take her headache and just hang out closer to Z.
Hey, why did that work?
What happened?
All right, so did Z get the tattoo of the
Yeah,
barrier
let's-
tattoo?
Yeah, who got what?
Nyx took the illumination.
I saw a leather thingy wrapped around my toe.
Here, see, would you like a tattoo?
What does it do?
I think it helps make you harder to hit, or makes you deflect or something.
Leaves your skin soft but firm.
About the
Also, it's a
same as
tattoo.
isn't it the same as her mage armor?
No, it's a little less.
A little less, but it's constant.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, that
Well, that's
sounds
good as your
really
mage armor,
useful.
but you don't have to think about it or use spells.
So you could use mage
Excellent.
armor and it would give you slightly more, but if you forget to or don't have enough spell slots, you'd have us constantly slightly better AC.
What about
Okay.
with the cloak?
It should match. The cloak should work together with it, unless you're trying to barter for it from her.
I
Sure,
thought
a tattoo that helps keep me from getting hit sounds great. I know that Bruce has accused me of being a squishy wizard, so you know.
So
What did I
Does-
do?
I this just means you have to worry about me less, right? Now that we know what it is and what it does. Unless, of course, you wanted the tattoo. What would
I was gonna say, I don't know. You didn't really spend time looking at it, and you said we shouldn't do anything with things you hadn't spent time looking at. So,
I
is it
trust-
really safe? Should you be holding that against your skin?
Where do you want it? It can take up your whole scalp or part of a limb.
Cherry investigated. I trust that. Yeah. We did some investigation. It doesn't have to be me. Cherry's good with magic. if you could investigate and figure out what it did, then that would be a different story as opposed to just sticking random magic crap in your skin.
Or
You don't
That's
know.
how it works. Jerry just explained it.
Well, yes, but now we know what it does. It's a difference between knowing what something does or not. That's a huge difference, Bruce.
I was right.
Do you,
But what if it was a curse?
What was a curse?
The needle.
I feel like arguing with Bruce would make Z want to hurl. But fortunately, she doesn't.
Okay. Yeah, no, with a 21, you managed to, you like start to feel that kind of feeling in your gut. You're just like, no, righteous indignation covers it up.
Just think of the movie Knives Out where she's like, bleh. Sorry.
I mean, sometimes if it's not done right, it can become a curse or cause problems.
Magic tattoos?
I don't know about magic tattoos, to tell you the truth.
I wouldn't
But
put
I've
anything
seen
past
cursed items
House
before.
Caniff.
I've used them before.
Have we
Yeah,
ever
how's it
stopped to
fun?
ask that maybe, I don't know, possibly him being a sailor on a ship, he might have looked into it already?
I don't know.
I don't know,
have
Bruce.
such a
Do
bad
you know
headache
anything
now,
about
guys.
magic tattoos?
Rix goes
No,
back to putting his head
expensive.
between his knees and hoping that he's not going to puke anymore.
Yeah, Nick's is cleaning up his mess.
Hey,
Like,
who here's the most
slaughter.
klutzy?
You mean the least dexterous? I think it's Bruce.
Bruce?
Bruce, would you like a ring? Did I give it to you?
I'm not klutzy.
No.
Here's
But
the
you're the
have
one
a
that's
ring.
most likely
I'm
going to
usually
need it.
pretty good at seeing things coming.
Rix's head comes up. Guys, perhaps we should, not ask questions like that before handing things to people. I understand that it's not meant that way, but, one does not like being considered klutzy. Klutzy, excuse me. He puts his head back down.
Here's the have a ring of evasion. Someone else wants it, they can ask for it, but then nobody's speaking up.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
I'll take that and the tattoo. That's fine. Now that we know what it is.
Yeah, I thought we had talked about giving the ring of evasion to Bruce.
It was, I
tried to give it
out of
to him.
character suggested it, but
I tried handing it to him.
it's his choice in character.
I am so sick of this place.
Is anyone taking
Where
the
do you
spell
think is the
focus?
corridors that has the cool tech? Let's just go straight there.
What were
They're
you
probably
asking, Jared?
behind the higher security doors.
I was asking out of character, like, did someone end up with a spell focus?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Oh wait, why didn't I add that to the list? Okay, yeah, the focus is also still up for grabs.
And the arm.
Now, could anybody who casts spells use a focus? Or is it specifically for arcane?
Anybody with spell casting can use a focus, I believe, right? Though I think with
I don't.
with clerics, I
And-
imagine.
Orbs are specifically a arcane instrument, so clerics couldn't use orbs. They use things like
these holy symbols and stuff,
holy things.
and
Yeah.
like paladins too, right? And then like druids
Mhm.
use like totems and stuff, and
Okay.
Okay, so
I
it needs to be
think-
Z or
a sorcerer. Or something.
Jalera.
Jalera if she wanted it.
But she can use her tools, and Zanu's got a wand, so.
Okay. It is 8:30, so let's go ahead and take a break, guys.
And try rebooting some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed. Hopefully that should help with everything going on. Thanks for watching so far and bearing with us. Hopefully we can get this sorted out, and we'll be back in 10 minutes. Stuff. Hopefully that will help with the remainder of the evening. However, we're going to jump right back into it. We were discussing previously the disposition of magical items, which sometimes can be tricky amongst group members. So now that we're starting to get that straightened out, Zanim will be back momentarily. She's still recovering from her poison. Rix is recovering from his poison. Nyx, Bruise, Kizriel. What are you guys doing at this moment?
Pondering, sticking the ring on Cora, but we decided to give it to Sanim.
Are we back to when everyone was taking psychic damage?
Oh gosh, I forgot about the psychic damage.
Thanks.
You know, I saved the stuff and patted Rix on the back, prevented his braid from falling in the throw up,
Mm-hmm.
cleaned him up a bit.
I don't even remember why we saved for psychic damage.
Because she was announcing about Bruce driving his ship.
Right.
She was hoping other people could help her solve the mysteries. She only gave herself a headache. And me.
Ruse Ruse. Give up. Tonight has been a fantastic night. We thank you for bearing with us. Okay, so Kiz, Guara, Rix all kind of suffered some pain from having these memories put out there. Bruce, that menthol feeling just kind of smoothing over your head whenever Jalira likes to talk about what you know is true. That seems to not cause you much distress. Jalira, you find that you talking about those things now are causing you less distress. However, everybody else seems to be...
Except for trying to understand it all.
Well, yeah, there's that.
She was also having emotional distress.
Well, there's everybody's... Who in the group isn't having emotional distress right now?
Goro's over there going...
She's about to have
I don't know,
emotional
Gora just took
distress with a
psychic damage
hairball,
for the
with
first
a
time
hair-
in her life. She's probably not doing great.
She's gonna have a hairball soon too.
She's got her like her little tail all bottle bristled up. Okay. So, Bruce, you watch as like half of the group kind of cringes a little bit. Nyx tilts her head but manages to pull through just barely. Zanim is like clutching her orb to her chest and thinking about not being sick anymore, so she manages to bull her way through being sick.
Does he connect that it's with what just happened, or is he assuming this is just them still being sick, considering Rick just threw up again?
As Kizriel wasn't one who was previously sick,
To point out, Bruce has a -1 to his medicine checks.
yeah, no, you're okay. Yeah, no, you think it's because everybody else was sick. Like, yeah, you haven't put that together yet.
Okay.
It's okay.
Apparently Kiz is a sympathy vomiter.
I haven't
She
thrown
didn't
up.
vomit.
Oh, okay.
She's got a headache now though.
I think
Okay.
Yeah, no, sure, we can talk about that not here, you know? Odiana trusted you.
Thing is I don't remember Odiana.
I remember her a little bit from that dream sequence.
Yes, that's the only time I have seen her.
guys, don't worry
So
about
what-
it.
It's
What are you
not.
talking about? She was there on the ship when we came over here.
That's what we're
When we
saying.
left Sean?
We don't have the same memories. For some reason.
What memories do you have?
Ones that
Ones
make
that
you hurt.
hurt.
Remember?
Ones that hurt when we try and talk about them.
If he looks determined to still ask, I'm gonna... Is he gonna shrug this off, or is he gonna keep going?
I think he doesn't really know how to approach a lot of this because he's getting a lot of mixed signals on.
None
We'd
of us
love
know
to
how
talk about it, but we were.
I mean, it seems like you guys just have a lot of misconceptions about things, but I mean, like Cherry,
No,
you remember.
we literally have different memories.
I remember a completely different.
Do you remember? You don't remember Blackhearth, do you?
You remember Marco?
Does he remember?
Do you remember being ambushed by warforges on that bridge when we tried to meet with Zanim's professor?
Okay. So you remember a fight on a bridge. You remember Zanim's dead professor. That seems to hold true in your head.
No, yeah, I remember go drift. Right.
Dude, I don't remember the name. I can't help you.
This would be a moment where Zanim would it was Professor Geldum. But since she's not here, we're okay. We're gonna move past that.
She's just in her own world, staring at her orb, trying to feel better.
We're just gonna pretend that Z didn't hear that and is not gonna go off on you for mispronouncing her professor's name. Moving on. Blackhearth gets a little fuzzier. You don't remember all of the details. Things aren't like completely there. They haven't solidified in your head as to what happened there. You do know something happened, something important, but you can't pinpoint it.
I mean, I kind of remember we were in Sharn. I don't know, things are still like a little.
Do you remember the Caneth lady? The Caneth lady, whose name I could probably find in notes.
There are my old notes that I don't know.
The more you start to kind of dig into that memory, I need you to roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Me or
Bruce.
Sure.
It's like, when you start hurting, let us know, because this is why we don't talk about it.
Come on. Ha! Natural 20.
The minus
We're at
one.
19. We're at 19.
Oh gosh.
Okay. So you start to get a bit of discomfort. But it's almost like that inner anger, that rage that you harbor inside you is trying to smother that and hold it down. As you start to reflect on things and you start remembering going down into the depths of Lower Dura, you remember a dark staircase. You remember carrying that jaguar up a ladder. At the end, like you're like, yeah, there's. You remember as you dig into further into the memory. You remember.
Maybe that's why he was wearing the shoulder guard.
Fantastic. You remember a big adamantine doors that were in front of a building. You remember fighting Warforged outside of those doors. The more you seem to dig into it, you start remembering other things. You remember this. You remember the Guardian that was there trying to identify dragon marks. I need another wisdom saving throw.
Guardian?
Yeah, the dog.
The dog that was
Dog.
looking.
Let this train keep riding.
Ah.
16.
16.
17 minus 1 for 16.
Yeah.
Mental gymnastics. See, Bruce
You remember the dog had real big issue with Nyx. And it seemed to be really cool with Zanim. It seemed to be really cool with kids. You were kind of wary of it because you weren't sure how it was going to play out. But it seemed to have no problem with you.
Wow.
The last person that came into the room was Rix, and it seemed to really have an issue with Rix.
What?
What?
Man.
Oh, nah. I mean, I'm remembering like bits. I don't remember, just really fuzzy.
I think all of our memories are going to be fuzzy for a while. I guess everybody take notes, but only if you feel comfortable.
Did I ever get that shirt fixed after Guar wrote on my back?
Julia has mending, so she probably fixed it.
Okay.
Do you need something?
No. Remember some Warforged? Door. I remember we there was like a bunch of stuff down there. I remember we went through We ran into those like one of those things like we just saw, though not as like orange and angry.
Yeah.
One of the
Yeah.
dogs? The
Yeah,
guardian dogs?
yeah, yeah. Cherry really liked them, right?
Yeah, and it really liked Kiz and Z and really hated. Actually, which part of reality do I remember now?
Yeah, I mean they weren't a fan of the twins. I guess they don't like changelings.
What?
It was okay with Rix. It didn't like you.
No,
Shalira, I need you to roll
Okay.
me a wisdom saving throw.
That thing didn't care about me
No.
at all. It was angry at you and Nyx.
no.
Bruce, I need another wisdom saving throw from you.
Oh!
Ugh.
You're rolling wisdom saving throws and not
Ah!
wisdom checks, correct?
Oh, whoops. That was a.
Should I use my inspiration?
Yes, you may use your inspiration.
Let's do it. Ah! I went up by 1.
Nice.
So from an 8 to a 9,
Eight to
Nice,
nine.
nice.
Jalira managed to get a 15.
Is it a different number? No, the bonus isn't any different, right?
So I guess maybe the 7 since that's
Well,
the first
we're
one
just
I
gonna
rolled.
keep. We're just gonna keep with the 7. Yeah, I didn't know if you had like anything bonus to wisdom saving throws versus or not. So,
Okay.
Bruce, I need you to roll me 2d6, and Jalira, I'm gonna need you to roll me 2d6.
The
Okay.
rest of us don't need it.
3 whole points of damage. How does it feel?
Okay.
Damage. I got freaking 7.
Now,
10.
Jalira.
Apologies.
you have the strongest impression. No, the dog was mad at Rix.
And Rix
As
is
that
like,
as that memory seats and fixes into your mind,
but it did,
replacing all memory of the dog having issues with Bruce.
But
Rix
it
is
didn't.
sitting there
Bruce
going,
are the
no,
same.
it didn't. It was, it
If she
reacted.
knew
Why do
her
you
own
always argue with me? I told you the dog had an issue with you.
Yes, and I'm telling you, something we've already established is that we're having
Okay,
conflicting
okay.
memories, okay?
Now, Rix, you can roll me a wisdom saving throw.
I'm
Okay.
gonna march off.
Yeah, Kiz is gonna retreat to a corner.
Jalira,
Z's
what's
not
wrong?
listening.
No, we've firmly established that Z is not listening.
6.
Okay.
Jalira,
2 more d6, Rix.
Nice,
Man,
guys.
you were rolling so good, right?
You know, it'd be really nice if this was damage against someone else. Mike.
Right? Maybe we should have given that potion to
You know
Cherry.
what the best? You know what the best thing is Mike started today going, "I'm not going to kill Rix," and yet here we are. I am
Okay.
down to bloodied again
really?
Just from psychic damage?
from the poison damage, and then the 2 psychic damage. Because the first psychic damage I rolled was a 10, and then this was a 9.
Oh boy.
Rix. This is the first time that you feel, after you take that damage, this kind of cooling menthol feeling. Cooling as that memory starts to kind of almost cover up the other one. At which point you feel something reach out and touch you and be like, you need to stop arguing with him about this. This is not the time or place for that. As that memory, that cooling menthol feeling is peeled back.
I'm not going to be part of these conversations anymore. I'm sorry. And he's like starting to look like kind of haggard. Like you saw like when he was like, no, and then it's like you saw him like, ugh, ugh. And then he's like, I can't talk about this anymore. And he's going to walk away. Like just go to another thing and like just put his hands over his ears.
Rix, you also notice that you're not sick anymore. Your poison condition has been removed.
Oh, thanks, traveler.
Rick's comment mutters, is this another gift? That sounds about right.
Okay.
And he's starting to, again, start repeating, Juria, Surf, Azim, Condon Gimbal. And he's just repeating it to himself now, over and over.
Nyx did run after Jalira when she marched off. Like that.
Julia's upset.
Julia,
She,
what's wrong?
my memories are getting overwritten. I'm losing myself. And I'm gonna get out.
Point of order.
She
You're
knows
not
it's
entirely sure which memories are true anymore.
exactly. She has no idea. She just knows there's conflicting. She doesn't know which
But
one's
are they
believe.
being rewritten, or are you finally receiving truth? Has everybody been lying to you recently?
Oh, no,
why
no,
are you
no.
doing this, Mike? What are you trying to accomplish?
Please don't gaslight her. She's sensitive. Yes.
Like,
This is gaslighting.
it's okay. It's okay no matter what.
Crying isn't okay, but you're doing gaslighting.
Oh,
It's okay.
she is
We
going to
won't-
pull out her spell book and look at the note she wrote to herself again. Oh.
It's okay.
Okay.
We don't know what the reality is outside of here. And it does seem to be affecting everyone. One way or another. It'll be okay. No matter what.
Why does Bruce have to keep arguing? We know something's weird. Let's just focus on the now.
Yes.
Actually, she probably said Rex or something because now she believes Bruce is the one that's correct.
Like,
It's whoever's arguing with him.
no, it's just surprising that you're... Okay, I can't say that. She's like, it's just different. We weren't expecting you to say that, okay? Because we remember different. I'm sorry it upset you. We probably need to stop talking about it until we can figure out it's gonna happen again or something. I'm gonna figure it out. We've got to get out of here first. So maybe we don't talk about anything. Don't talk about the past. Don't talk about what we don't have to.
Bruce, a hand grabs your ankle. And from behind you hear, run. Run.
The frick!
Run!
Do we all hear it? Or is just he?
What the actual F, Mike?
I'm trying to think if there would be any sort of save on Bruce's part, or if he would just turn around and kick that man in the face.
Oh!
Go with what your instincts tell you.
Like, how
Flip
startled
a
is he by
coin.
this? I know he has danger sense, but that doesn't really apply to his anything else other than dex saves. I don't know. If he's startled like sufficiently, yeah, he's gonna turn around and kick that man in the face.
Okay, turn around and kick that man in the face, please.
Oh, where's my unarmed
Like
strike?
I just finally gained consciousness.
We're coming.
That's a
Also,
19. I mean, he is technically prone, right? just see if I
Yeah.
crit. It's only 1 more damage, but oh gosh.
that is the most beautifulest thing I've ever seen in my life.
This is natural 20 for I think 5 points of damage.
As you turn around in utter terror and kick the man holding the dwarf holding your leg, you hear a very distinct snap, crackle, pop, and suddenly he's completely limp. There's no more grip on your foot.
Someone check his pulse.
Do we hear this in the hallway?
Oh, you heard at
React.
the very least you heard the last one.
Bruce is just standing there like in shock. As he just like turned and looked, he's like looking at this guy or this body at this point, and he's just like looking around, looking at Z, looking at Kiz, like
Cherry?
What happened?
Good.
Did
He's
spare the dying on him?
he like attacked me or grabbed me or
Nick's just gonna check if he's alive while Jalira does her spell.
Roll me a medicine check, Nix.
Yeah. Yeah.
Come on.
Sorry,
Yeah, fix it on
I'm
his face.
but,
Bruce in somewhat of a state of panic, seeing Kiz coming over to help.
He's totally
Pretty
dead.
sure
He's
totally
dead.
dead.
He's totally dead.
That's combination
Or unless a
covered.
natural one is like, I think he might still be breathing.
It's like
We're
there's
about to find out if he's dead,
Like-
guys. That natural
And
one is
Jul-
a guarantee.
Cherry's like, I think I can save him, and you just walk over and just like, let me check his pulse. So I was gonna say Bruce panicking like is gonna like see Cherry coming over to help, reach out and touch her and use bolster magic to try to give her a little more power.
Okay.
Ugh, sorry, you'll never get a first level spell slot.
Wait, what? Oh, I
Bolstering
gain
you,
a
so you gain a first level spell slot.
kill.
Nix, you reach your hand down to check the carotid, looking for air, looking at his airway, see if it's moving. You swear you see him take a breath. You swear you feel a pulse in his throat. Jalira, as you set down Fixer starts to go about, do his little thing, and just kind of looks up at you, and Fixer's little camera kind of shakes a negative.
Gives the surgeon not.
What did we just?
Ugh.
I mean,
I guess he
we,
won't need. Like,
we
I
might
think
need to
that's something.
realign his vertebrae, but I could still try to cure him. Maybe at all? You think, buddy?
Yeah, he's good, right? Like you're he.
I think maybe there might be something.
I'm
I'm not sure.
Can I roll to see if
Oh
there's
wait,
anything
that was my
I can
thumb.
think of?
Nix is convinced that, like, no, Fixer should fix him. Yes, Jalira, save him. Use the healing
Bruce just
spell.
walks away to the other side of the room, just like
Jalira, roll me a
Freaking
medicine
out
check.
'cause
Actually, no,
you
roll
killed
me an
a man.
arcana check.
Guys, this is...
and to date, I don't know if Bruce has
Out of
killed anyone
character,
before.
maybe it's a better way for him to die than in that cage.
Hey, he could have had the
Interpreting-
fluffy bed in the cage.
Interpreting feedback from Fixer and what you know that he, like, if Spare the Dying doesn't work, that means there's nothing there to spare.
Oh man,
Thank you, buddy.
Are you sure? Because
If Fixer
you
can't,
know more
fix
about
them,
health
then-
than I do. But
Y'all, tonight is a
Well-
wild ride.
Bruce is gonna come back hearing some of that. It's like, no, he's good. Like just like no, I've seen like you just push down on his chest. I've like
Rix
Like-
is just like the girl, like,
Guys,
just not listening.
Fixer
just
is
not listening.
programmed with this information. If he says no,
well, you said like magic didn't even work. He probably doesn't even know how to. You know, Bruce is gonna try to do CPR.
medicine check.
Roll me a medicine check.
Please be a natural one. 2. It's a 2. This is so appropriate.
Everybody standing nearby hears the distinct crack of ribs as Bruce just. Bruce goes with, like, his first attempt is the primordial thump and just and like yells and like tries to intimidate this poor body awake and back into life. And
Okay,
unfortunately,
maybe he's dead.
Guys, I know what to call this episode. Bloodied.
technical difficulty.
Bloodied.
No, you see, he's moving. He's twitching.
That's my axe in his nervous system.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Bruce.
Well, there goes those answers.
Does Bruce think he's helping with that too?
What's Bruce's passive insight?
Oh gosh. How can I don't want to ask the question because it's gonna find a way. As you're
What was
hearing
it?
this, Rix, roll me another wisdom saving throw.
Oh gosh. What's Z doing? She's just ignoring all this.
Yeah, no, Z's not paying any attention. She's like still feeling crappy and screw them and whatever they're doing. And here I am playing with my orb, trying to make it, trying to let it help me feel better.
The guy screamed at the top of his lungs, run. Bruce turned around and
She has
broke his
tuned
neck.
everything out. She has no idea what's going on with you guys.
Man, I wish I could get that meditation state. Sorry, we're good.
She's just out. Unless you would like me to roll something otherwise, but that's kind of how I've been playing it.
Zanim.
Yeah.
While all of this is happening around you, you've withdrawn yourself, trying to be quiet, trying to ignore and block out everything, focused on your Orb of Shielding. And you hear the faintest, they don't understand you. They'll never understand you. You're smarter than any of them. You're stronger than any of them. You have more power at your fingertips than any of them will ever have. And in those moments, you kind of bask in that knowing, that feeling, that surge of just having, you know the secrets of the universe. You're a wizard. You have studied things that would make them vomit from trying to understand. Everything is as it should be. You don't need to worry about their concerns right now. They're not important. What's important is you. Everything is going fine. They don't need you. If that creature over there died, it's none of your concern. And there's this nice, warm, comforting pulse from your chest as you kind of ease into that kind of passivity of not moving further into your arcane knowledge and studying and thinking. Meanwhile,
Our
Bruce,
all psychopaths.
You've come to the realization that this man is dead. There's nothing more that you can do for him. You've tried everything you can. Jalira is trying not to scream at you that he's dead. No, he's dead, Jim. He's dead. He's not coming back.
Because it is probably taking a longer period of time for Bruce to be willing to admit that.
I'm an artificer, not a doctor.
He's all dead. The only thing left to do is go through his pockets for loose change.
No, I mean, maybe put his arm back on. He just,
He did do that weird yell thing, didn't he? I thought I heard his voice.
Um.
He said run. Run. Did he say run?
All the times for a natural 20.
Yeah, I think Bruce is just gonna just kind of look at this person he's murdered, and he's just gonna kind of shake his head, and he's just gonna kind of walk away, just not sure how to deal with that.
How do we know he wasn't saying run from the where he was in that cage?
I probably was telling us to get out of this place because this place sucks.
Well,
I mean, our DM's awesome, and he put a lot of work into this place, and so that's cool, but it hasn't been kind to us. We had one librarian, and it was logistics.
No, it's not from the lady in the other room who may or may not be able to control other people's dragon marks.
Like, speaking of which, wasn't there, like, another room down that hallway?
Mm-hmm. Do you want to go explore? Are you feeling up for it?
I'm feeling up for it.
Party's moved on so quick.
I just did that. That's a little crazy. Oh, wow, Cherry.
Kiz will sigh and then, like, put his arms over his chest and close his eyes. Put him in some sort of
Put his arm.
position.
Put his arm over his chest.
I just assumed Cherry was going to keep his arms.
That's what I'm saying. He only has the one. So you're just putting the one. He's doing the Klingon salute.
Oh no.
Okay.
Yeah, Bruce is gonna go down there and sit on the bed and just like sit down with his head in his hands, just shook.
Every time I think we're going to get answers.
Bruce murders it.
You didn't murder one ghost.
I think we're doing more harm just being in this hallway than doing anything else. Maybe we should keep exploring.
You said
Saneem, you up for moving?
we have... I take one of the 7 blankets that Kizriel recently got, and I'm going to lay it over him.
Okay, I don't think, not that you guys will know this, but I don't think Z will hear anything unless somebody like physically touches her. Is that about right?
Kind of. You're kind of not really present.
Okay. I'm just making sure that Z's not ignoring Kiz.
Kizriel,
on purpose.
what's your passive insight?
Probably like 12. Let's see. 12.
12. You notice that Zaneem hasn't reacted to anything.
Yeah, we did make a big of a ruckus.
Alright, I'm gonna walk over, turn her head.
What's your passive perception?
12.
12. So you kind of turn her head, you kind of lift it and kind of get her head to look at you. You kind of can't help but look down. Well,
Sorry.
She wears open cut shirts.
Because it's Z.
She's
And you
confident.
see what look like purple tendrils emerging from her blue and green dragon mark that have kind of like sunk in and almost like thorns in design of an aberrant dragon mark trying to emerge from her dragon mark.
Oh no.
It runs in the family.
Hey, Z, you know a lot about dragon marks, right?
Is Z hearing her now?
Z, roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no.
You snap out of whatever trance you were in. And you kind of pull your head up. You're like, you notice Kiz is kind of, she's not painfully jerking your head up to hers, but she is very like, look at me. Like she's got mom voice on and you can tell. Like, look at me. Zaneem, look at me. You look up and Kizriel, as you're watching, you see those tendrils withdraw and almost fade away.
I wish we had a cleric.
I don't think that would do any help. Not gonna lie. I wish we had.
Paladin
Somebody
might
can-
help. I don't know.
Cure a curse.
Well, they would
Remove
have
curse?
removed. They would have removed curse by this level.
It looks like your dragon mark was getting a little corrupted. Are you feeling okay?
So is Z horrified by everything that was going on in her head? Because I think she would be as soon as she as soon as she's cognizant.
You don't remember everything that was going on in your head. You do see Jalira wrapping up a dead body. You have no
a
memory.
body.
Well, yeah. You have no memory or recollection of the conversation in your head. You kind of checked out for a couple hours and now you're back.
Okay, and I feel all better, like no more poison condition now?
Yeah, I'm going to say this is probably about the 2-hour mark where you're starting to
Can Rick
come
have taken a
through.
short rest in that period?
What's it gonna do? Oh, I could probably get some hit points back with rolling my
Yeah.
hit dice. I mean, how
Do you
long
want
are we
us to
doing
try
this?
a healing spell? Let me know if you want me to try a healing spell.
No, I'd rather you save the spot.
What happened? What's going? Did the creep or the strange man die? How did he
He
die?
woke
What's
up.
going on?
He screamed, "Run, run!" Grabbed Bruce's leg, startled him, to which Bruce smacked him and broke his neck.
On
Okay.
accident.
So we
It was
saved
a complete
him
gut
for-
reaction.
All right, well that's fine. I mean, he probably
I
was a
hope
good guy
it was
anyway.
quick. But
Cherry wasn't in the room. It could have been premeditated.
Oh. She's hoping the best. This is just her assumption.
Bruce was just waiting for his shot.
And then trying to make sure he was dead by trying to resuscitate.
Oh gosh.
the fact that you didn't notice him screaming concerns me.
I was meditating, I think. I mean, I'm fine. Everything's fine. All right. Well, are we just gonna like ditch the dead guy here? Because I don't particularly want to carry a body around.
I don't plan to be here long enough to It's the Mournlands. He probably won't rot.
Okay. Well, then, and Z kind of stands up and dusts herself off. All right, where are we going? What's our next move?
There was, I think, 1 or 2 other rooms in that last passage we were talking about. Maybe we wanted to check out.
I think, considering everything that happened so far in that passage, I would rather just try to figure out where to go from here. But whatever.
Well, okay. Let's see what everybody thinks.
Bruce was even.
Next, Bruce. We're gonna move on. We need to vote on where we're going.
Do you want to see what that wall was?
They
Bruce?
may need a moment.
Is everybody feeling better? I had my
What kind of moment?
You
I
look
had
at
my orb.
you look at Rex and he looks like awful.
All we've decided is we cannot talk about how our memories don't match up. Because that causes everybody pain.
Didn't we already know
So-
that?
No,
I don't know why we decided to argue it.
No,
it's not just Bruce now.
It's more than that. It's when we talk about it, it's more than the pain. It's just things are taking the place of other things. And when we argue about it, it only makes it worse because I think the memories want to persist. And it hurts a lot when they're fighting for dominance.
Okay.
We need to figure something out, move on, but I think Burrs might need some time.
Okay.
Sorry.
Bruce, Nyx, up in the top end junction. Bruce, after coming to the realization you've left the room, you walked past Nyx. I take it you've sat down on that bed?
Nyx follows
I think
him.
he'd be alternating between like pacing and sitting down. Yeah.
Okay. You kind of sit down for a
Probably
second.
sit down for a little bit and like think, and then you get up and pace a little bit and sit down.
Pace back and forth. Okay. I mean, you've killed before. You've had to, but nothing like that.
I don't know. Seems like it was mostly controlled, like rats and things like that in the first adventure. The second adventure is just a lot. We don't need to unpack that.
No.
About that. You don't talk about fighting. You don't talk about the second adventure.
Did he? Well, we did have to kill or at least take down whoever was controlling the rats before.
Did we capture him or kill him?
Jalira, roll me a d20.
I swear to God, are you gonna make us higher low this? Right. There you go. The fate of this man rests in your hands, Sherry.
You captured him. You did not kill him.
Okay. And maybe he says that, asked me that because I'm related to him. Should I be worried about that?
You're also related to Garth.
No, he was a lycanthrope. You're a shifter. I figured you'd probably have the most vote in what happened.
So Mike was being
That's
racist,
fair.
not.
She that experience did a lot to her.
So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if Bruce has actually killed anyone at this point.
Well, you killed Callista.
Sure.
You did. You stabbed her through.
Probably hasn't unpacked that yet.
There's a lot of people that he, like, and when the attack, he killed people. But yeah, whether he's unpacked that with the solving earlier or
He's
not.
probably right now unpacking that.
Yeah, that's probably what's going through his head now is like, okay, I just killed that guy. Oh, wait, I killed those guys. Like, am I a killer? I'm a killer.
Like, how many people have I killed? How many people? I don't even remember a ton of stuff. Like,
there's 6 years worth of who knows.
so he's probably pacing back and forth and like not looking. And when Nyx gets his attention, he's gonna like look up, realize that she's in the room and they're in the room by themselves, and is gonna like freeze.
Oh gosh.
Sorry. I guess I'm probably not the person you actually want to talk to. But it's okay. It's not your fault. What happened?
Bruce is just like watching her, a very wary and kind of scared expression on his face.
This was a bad idea. I'm sorry.
Nyx, roll me a wisdom saving throw at advantage.
Probably good for me.
Like, sorry.
You feel a kind of a surge of anger kind of rise up, but you're able to tamp it down, keep it calm. And you're able to kind of focus. And Bruce, like it's not something she hides well, but you can definitely see her take a moment to kind of bring herself back into alignment and calm and focus.
His eyes would probably get a little wide, and he would take like half a step back, probably bringing his shield out a little more in front of him.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, he doesn't have words right now.
Yeah, and she's gonna head back and be like, That was a horrible idea. I don't know what I was thinking. I can't talk to him.
X.
Like, I can't talk to him. It's too hard for it. You should probably Rex. Or somebody else. Or somebody else.
Somebody else.
Yeah, who's gonna talk to him? Feeling
See?
guilty. Like, I think this is the first time that at least he remembers killing someone unintentionally. And I don't know if any of you know that feeling. Or not. I can't talk to him.
I
He's afraid of me. For
would.
good reason.
I would, but I don't think. I don't know if he'd be receptive to it.
Z, you want to go talk to your brother?
Sure. I can do that.
Z, roll me a wisdom saving throw.
The next game you make, Mike, I'm going to make sure my character has the beefiest wisdom saving throw on the planet.
Well, there'll be a cleric, so you know.
Gnome cleric.
It'll be all
You
about intelligence
know it.
saving throws then.
And if we're playing
Ooh.
with Tasha's rules, I can play whatever the flip I want.
Well, what about a furbolg? Furbolg
Zaneem, if
cleric.
you're walking down the hall, sure, I'll go talk to Bruce. Just in the back of your head, you just need to tell him to sack up because he knows better than this. He's strong. He's killed before. He'll get over it.
Can I get a vibe off of her? I can't guarantee results, but I got.
Zaneem, what's your passive deception? So just 10 plus. What's your modifier for deception? Rix, what's your passive insight?
14.
11.
Like as she
Just need
kind
to
of
lie
walks
to
by,
people.
walks by,
Just
you kinda
makes
see
people
her, like,
believe she's telling the
kind of
truth.
like twitch her head like and kind of like set her shoulders like she's gonna go tell him what.
Rick is scrambling to his feet, and he's like, Zaneem. You know what? I think I'm gonna give it a try. Okay, and if it's not receptive and if it doesn't work, then you.
All right. Well, if you want me to talk to Bruce, I'm happy to do it. Just let me know.
Yeah, we'll do. We'll do.
Rick, only a Constitution saving throw.
Oh no, Mike, why are you doing this to me? I'm not poisoned.
He's not sick anymore.
Constitution saving throw.
Beware the gifts of the traveler.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
9.
Okay.
A couple good 9s in a row.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
9. Okay.
So, Rix is like, okay, all right. Turns around. Steps forward. It's
Bruce
like,
is probably
I
like,
just imagine, sorry, like in the Avengers, where he's like Captain America, like flips a chair around. So you killed someone without meaning to. Let's talk about that.
so
like
Bruce was
Spider-Man.
probably like standing and pacing when all that went down with Nyx. Kind of pulled his shield up, and then she left. He stood there for a moment or two, still just like on edge. And then, like, after he was sure she was gone, he like put his shield down on the ground, is almost like leaning on it a little bit, and just kind of like. At which point he hears like Zaneem coming up and Rick's yelling.
Wait.
I'm sure he heard the conversation of somebody needs to go talk to him. Zaneem, you go do it.
Rix
And Rick's
like,
following up with witness.
just let me try. Okay. So he's going
Yes.
to walk into the room and keep a safe distance because he knows that Bruce is uncomfortable around him and he doesn't want to agitate it anymore. And it's bad enough that they're alone, right? So he's going to not look at Bruce to prevent the, irisless eyes from staring into Bruce's soul. But he's going to be like, I'm sorry about arguing with you earlier. And I know what it's like to hurt people that you don't mean to, and to even take their life. And I can't give you any grand advice or wisdom in the matter. I can't tell you that it's going to be easy to forget. And I know that this also sounds like a very terrible speech. But I can tell you that it's not your fault. And someone's told me that I can't carry the burden of the dead with me always. And I don't know if it means anything to you necessarily, knowing that. But if you do carry them with you, you'll only drown in them. And that's not something that anyone should do.
So Bruce probably was still a little out of it when like all that went on. He kind of heard like bits of it, and then Rix comes in the room. He's probably like not looking in Rix's direction until Rick starts talking to him, at which point he kind of somewhat directs his attention and then keeps kind of ping-ponging between yes and no on whether or not he should be like looking in his direction. And he's currently settled on looking in your direction but not at you.
Progress.
And he just, how many people have I killed?
I don't know. I know that what happened back there was an accident. And I know what you probably remember of that woman. It was another you who had bad memories associated with her. And I heard you got a glimpse of him.
Bruce is gonna like look actually at Rix.
Rix is like, you can see that Rix's eyes are like staring at the ground because he's like not making it a secret that he's trying not to make you uncomfortable. Or trying to not make you uncomfortable.
What was I?
You were angry and hurt and wise and smart and complicated. I don't know the extent of what you experienced before, but you understood a lot more than we ever gave you credit for. you're him without having to bear the burden of all of that pain. All of that loss. And you were my friend. And my brother. And I know that we weren't that years ago. I know that we aren't really that now. And I'm sorry that I keep fighting you.
I thought that was just kind of a thing.
Well, I mean, kind of chuckles. We do fight, but I do miss him. But if he really is gone, and I'll have to accept that. And it's you're still him. You don't have all that pain, all that history, and that's okay.
When Rick says, I miss him, like, Bruce looks visibly hurt. And then as you're kind of going and saying the rest of that, I don't want to be him.
You don't have to be. And we shouldn't be trying to make you him. I guess.
Rick, about then you pass out.
Boom! Just falls over.
Bruce, you're kind of looking up at Rick's. You see his eyes momentarily like cross and roll up in his head, and he just falls over.
There's no way Bruce could like grab him, right?
No,
Rick's kept his distance.
Just making sure, because I think he would kind of go to catch him, like, just kind of like and like rush over there, and he's like, he's gonna feel for a pulse.
Please don't make him do a medicine check. Well, no, that's intelligence. Make him do a medicine check if you want to.
With wisdom based.
Oh, it's wisdom. No, don't do it. Don't do it, Mike. Don't do it. I don't need his finger jabbed into my throat.
Christine. Rick. Do me a favor.
Sorry.
Glance over at your Discord. I sent you a message.
Oh.
Give me a signal when you finished it.
Do you want me to roll a medicine check?
That's
and you wake
signal.
up. You wake up with Bruce standing over you.
Do I roll that medicine check, or did he wake up fast enough?
He wakes up like you start to go and like you're like you see Rix. You see as he's bringing his fingers to your neck to feel your pulse, and that's when you wake up and you're like you kind of jolt awake.
Bruce would probably jump back like a few inches and just like kind of rush forward, and he's like, oh no, like kind of reached, and then he opens his eyes, like, oh, jumps back.
And Rick's is just
happening to everybody? Are you okay? Would everyone stop fainting?
No. Her. It's her.
What?
The woman.
I'm so tired of things not making sense.
The woman in the cell. The one we saw.
Yeah. What? Are you okay?
I think I know who that aberrant mark over my head is.
He's just gonna look for an aberrant mark over Rix's head.
I think he's gonna be like, Zanim can see them. She said there was one.
Oh,
And it.
they orbit people's heads too.
That's the first, I think. We need to. Are you okay? I'm sorry. Wow, we were in the middle of a conversation and I just passed out. Oh
No, I'm kind of getting used to it.
And he's just kind of like, look.
Should we get
And
Cherry?
like, yeah, but hold on. Let me just. And he finally looks at you and he goes, I know things weren't okay in the past for us, and I know that we were never really close, and I hope that one day we can be. And I know what you're going through with this, and if you ever need to talk to someone about it, you can always talk to me.
Bruce is gonna kiss him
Oh.
on the lips.
Rix is just kind of like not moving, like, what the? Waiting.
And then he's gonna pull back and look really surprised.
Let's.
Oh,
We should talk. We should get Cherry, right?
He's gonna like pull back and like get away from him. I'm so
Yeah.
sorry,
Let's do
but
that.
I don't know
Let's
what
do that. Oh God. Oh God. And like Matt in his head, he's like, "Is this one of yours?" To the traveler, and he's like, I need to tell the others.
Yeah, no, you yeah. Bruce like walks over. He's like in the corner, like.
Yeah. Rix spins on his heel and just goes right back to the others. He needs a few more minutes. But, and then he's like, brain now, laser pointed on it. Looks at Zanim. I think I know what the aberrant energy over my head is. I think I know who it is.
Oh, who is it?
That bitch in the room.
Well, that was kind of...
No. He looks at him, he's like, she spoke to me.
Really? Would that tweak anything for Zanim? Okay.
So we need to kill her.
What did she say?
She wants to make a deal. And
What?
honestly, if I make any more deals, I don't know who's going to fight over my dead body by the end.
What kind of a deal?
I don't know.
Is she a part of the Traveler?
I don't know. Is she one of the voices I had recognized?
No.
He's like, no.
Okay, so she wants to make... Do you want us to go talk to her or no?
If we go talk to her, I think we should be ready to kill her. And I don't know if we're ready to kill her. I mean, if at all possible, if I could somehow do what Nyx did with me, and I could meditate the way she does and bring someone in with me to just...
I haven't been able to do that. I think it was something Seek was able to do. But she's weak right now.
I don't trust her.
Can
Woman?
Z think of any kind of magical spell that she might have that might be able to let her accomplish what Rix is talking about? I'll roll an Arcana check.
Hey, I can do it.
Why did you roll 2?
Because I accidentally hit the button twice.
Oh, okay.
Because she's that great. She's convinced of it.
At this moment, you're unable to think of anything.
Okay.
It's gonna need a high roll.
Yeah. So, knowing what Z knows, I don't know, wisdom throw maybe, would she think, or intelligence, whichever you think. Would Z think it's a good idea to go try to either talk to or kill the crazy lady?
Okay, on one hand, I really want you to make this roll, and on the other hand, I'm terrified of you making this roll.
Hey,
Is
Mike,
it wisdom
we're
or
all
intelligence?
scared. We're all scared of this roll, okay?
Is it wisdom or intelligence?
Let's go with a good old standby. Let's do a wisdom saving throw.
Hey. 20. Couple 20s in a row.
From what you know, from what's happened, from what you've seen, going back into that room will require far more preparation and power than you think the rest of your group has. You're pretty sure that you might be able to walk in there and maybe attempt something, but anybody else who goes in with you, it won't work for them.
We gotta finish leveling up, y'all.
So Z does remember that her mark was making her like feel and do things earlier, like cast spells on her family, blah blah blah. Would she be feeling like heroic enough to want to take that on by herself?
Oh no.
Thankfully, she has no keys.
Don't lone wolf it. Don't lone wolf it. That is insta-death, man.
Worst case scenario would be Amy not making a new character.
You
Infinitely worse.
are a proud member of a house that hunts down other aberrant dragon monsters. You might be able to do it.
That was with a
Of
wisdom
course.
saving throw of 20.
Of course, you don't have any keys, and you know that. You don't have a way to get to her.
Delira has all the keys. Oh god.
But maybe, when everybody's asleep.
Your best friend.
I mean, last time Bruce slept on the other side of the junction. Like, you could have done anything, and he wouldn't have seen.
Oh no.
Bruce, what are you doing?
Being flustered.
Okay. Flustered, standing in the corner. Are you pacing again, or just like...
No, he's probably just sitting there, like, looking at the corner, just, like, dark green.
Do me a favor. Roll a d12.
D12, where are you? 10.
Take 10 hit points away from your max total
Cool.
until I tell you you can regain them.
Oh gosh.
You feel yourself lose some measure of strength as you're standing there confused.
Rix took the energy out of you.
It's a hell of
He's a vampire.
It's
He's a
that-
Death Eater.
It's that hoe.
The ghost keeps poking their head through the wall.
Oh,
But no one's noticed.
No one's noticed.
Nyx, you feel a surge of fear. As you hear, "Put me back." And that's where we're going to end tonight's session. It's a little early, I know.
Oh,
I'm
just
sorry for
saying,
cutting
that
us out a little bit early. But let's go ahead and cut out, and we'll
That's good cutting place.
say bye to everybody. I'm sorry for making a scramble to get this all in a little bit earlier than normal. But again, thank you for handling our stream.
It's just you,
Rix
Mike.
or Queen? Just me, or
yep,
we're good?
It's just you
Cool,
right now.
awesome. Well, things are happening. It's awesome. I'm excited. My players aren't excited. My players are kind of terrified, and I want to apologize to them for terrifying them, but I'm going to say sorry, not sorry, because this is awesome. Moving on. We thank you for watching the stream today. We ask that, if you want to watch us, come back next week. Go check out the website, destinyanddice.com, and we will see you then. Thanks.